I could put a 49er logo behind me.
No, that could no. Let's don't do that, man. Hell no.
Hold on. No, we have started. This is being recorded. I like this.
No.
Put the 49er logo
there
behind
we
you
go.
because
No.
you do know Kenny's allegiance. Wait, I got to point this way. You know Kenny's allegiance, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those Cowboys, how'd that work out against the 49ers?
that didn't work out. It wasn't that poor referee's fault. Don't do that. That guy was hurrying. He hurried up there.
Oh,
What an ending.
because you teetotalers have never complained about a damn call?
No. I made it to Green Bay last weekend. It was a blast.
Man.
Napa had a big group of people together. They actually rented a house right across the street from the field. It was a good time. Real good time.
Stop it. So how many of you in this house and then who went to the game together?
There was a group of about 100. There's ownerships from, I think there was 5 states represented, and there was shop owners and store owners, and it was a really good time to have a big group together. We haven't done a lot of that recently for many reasons, but it was nice to have everybody together.
How many suites was that? 100 people. How many suites did you take up?
We had just regular seats because they had a house across the street. They take this house and they knock everything out of it. It's just bedrooms. It's more like a nightclub than a house. It's
With mattresses.
pretty good. A lot of fun.
Hold on a second. That was Studio 54 back in the late 1970s, McAnally.
This probably could have been Studio 54 back then.
Wait a minute. Now you're telling us that Bill McAnally knows how to cut a rug? Come on.
Oh.
Hey,
He's not going to answer you on that one,
and
Bill.
that's probably the smartest thing.
I'm not a dancer. I'm not a golfer and not a dancer. I've tried. I suck at both.
He's a racer through and through.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good thing that you're not a dancer and you're not a golfer, because the number of drivers, crew members, sponsors that have come through the McAnally camp are phenomenal, and that's one reason why we wanted to talk to you today. Bill McAnally here in the Freak Nation, and we go way back before we even started Speed Freaks. We're in 21 years into Speed Freaks, and watching this guy named McAnally with this Napa sponsorship coming across Irwindale Speedway and Southern California. You weren't making a name for yourself, and holy smokes, Brendan Gaughan, Austin Cameron. Bill McAnally was making a name for himself in these little stock car races.
Hey, don't forget Woodside. He's one of your Southern California boys.
Yes.
He got us
Sean
our first
Woodside.
championship back in '99. So,
Oh,
no,
man.
Yep, good stuff. But Napa Auto Parts, 32 years, Kenny. We've been with Napa Auto Parts this year. So they're sponsoring our trucks and our cars. And I'll tell you what, a great group of people. You couldn't ask for better people than the Napa people that make that brand. And to take them racing, it's such a good tie for their business. And bringing their repair shops out to the races and their municipality customers, it's good. It's a great relationship, and we couldn't have a better partner than Napa Auto Parts. That's a fact.
So hold on a second. You're going back 32 years with Napa. We're going towards Petty and STP lengths there. I mean, that's amazing. Did you bring Napa to motorsports before anybody else?
No, there was a guy in the Northeast that did. Stub Fadden. He raced a Napa car, number 16, Napa Auto Parts car. And Stubb started it back in the Busch North Series. He was one of the first. There was some one-off deals before that. They sponsored some cars at a race or two doing one-off things. They always sponsored the Atlanta 500, so they were big into their event sponsorship. But 32 years, you're right. We looked when we got to 25 years, Kevin Green at NASCAR did some research, and Kenny Bernstein with his Budweiser sponsorship went 30 years. So at 32 years, we're about past them all up as a primary partnership with Napa.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think the only one left is Petty and STP.
We've got that too, because he's still got the relationship with STP, but they haven't had the primary sponsorship every year full time. So we're real proud of the partnership we've had with Napa. Like I said, it's a great company, great tie to motorsports and to racing. They've grown it. I mean, now they're in Indy cars and NHRA and Cup and with us in the trucks and the ARCA series, and we couldn't ask for a better partner.
Bill McAnally joining us here in the Freak Nation. Was it you 32 years ago that sat down with their marketing person and laid out this big plan of how you were going to blow it up in Southern California and then take over the nation?
Kenny, it started with me and one Napa Auto Parts store in 1990 that sponsored me. They started bringing their customers out and their employees out, saw the value in it, enjoyed it. They took me to the distribution center, the Sacramento Distribution Center. Larry Haith was the general manager, and they were the first distribution center. And then if I went to race in Portland or Seattle or LA, I'd have to go to that general manager and sell him my program. 1999, so the first 9 years of our partnership, I would have to go in to that market and sell it to the distribution center, the ad council, the store owners. It was 1999 that headquarters finally took it over, and that made my job a lot easier. I could concentrate on racing a lot more than selling.
Wow. Wow. Before we go any further, Bill McAnally, you got a pretty snappy looking shirt there, partner. Is that like Chip Ganassi? He's got about 150 white shirts. Do you have 150 of those check shirts with the Napa logo on them?
I've got a lot of shirts with Napa, and I'll tell you, changing from Toyota to Chevrolet this year, I didn't realize how many shirts I had Toyota on until I started going through my closet. You anybody wear extra large? Need some Napa Toyota shirts?
Well, wait a minute. You got to watch out for your sponsor there. You're standing in front of a Camry, looking over your shoulder.
Here, we can fix it. Just bear with me. Just give me a minute. You got to go pick that out on me. We'll fix you up. Here you go.
You got to still keep parts of the legacy.
You got to find a Monte Carlo there somewhere.
This is the part. Let me see. I got to move backwards. This always messes me up on a camera. But that part of the car right there, that's what the competition sees is that part of the car right there. So you might as well get a good look at what the competition is going to be seeing this year.
Why not a big McAnally face just laughing at them saying, you're always going to be behind us.
I don't want to pay for this. I want that Napa logo. This is what I want on the front of the race car right here.
There you go.
Let's see.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Beauty.
Now you know how to do that. You cash one or two checks from Napa. You know how to do that.
Yeah, that's as good. But no, we've got Austin Herzog going to drive for us this year. Great young man from Central California. He's done a great job in late models, and he'll actually be at Irwindale for the SRL race coming up here in a couple weeks.
Nice.
So you got some real guys. Let me tell you one thing. It's out of 21 years of doing this, one of the greatest moments in Speed Freaks. We were on Sirius daily, and we had Austin Cameron in there. And I don't know if he told you this story, but he was talking to somebody else in the background. And we said, Austin, pay attention to us. We're the ones. And he tells us he was taking his cancer treatments. He was getting chemo at the time. And we felt about that small, you know? Yeah.
We'll get back to the video interview in just a moment, but with high gas prices holding steady, it might be time for you to check out Lucas Oil Fuel Treatment and Injector Cleaner. It's a blend of oils and additives that contain no solvents. It increases power and fuel mileage that keeps your engine operating at maximum efficiency. Are you kidding me? It's like a tune-up in a bottle. Just add it to every fill-up of that snappy car of yours. And of course, it's as simple as... You get it. Now, back to the interview.
It's good to hear the good news about Austin, that he's strong now and he's got his family and everything. Who's the guy that's coming in? You've had Todd Gilliland. You won a couple of championships with him. Riley Herbst, you won. He didn't win a championship, but he won some races. You've had some good guys in the past 2 or 3 years. Who's the big guy that we should watch for? Because your guys always end up going on and becoming
here,
stars.
Hey, Austin, come here. He happens to be here.
Herzog.
And he's changed. They're mounting some seats. They're putting some seats together in his car. But here, I'll let you see him. This is Austin Herzog. He's going to be getting it done for us this year, without a doubt.
Nice.
That's a good-looking guy. Austin, you're going to have the women chasing you around the track along with all the cars?
We don't want that. He wants a bunch of race cars chasing him around.
Yeah, he just wants victory lane.
Hey, Austin, you know the history of that dude standing to your right there. You got a lot of weight on your shoulders to carry that freaking Napa car to victory lane in a championship. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. Thank God I got a good crew behind me and helped me out with all this.
Man, he's already got the lines down, McAnally. You're already feeding him the lines, buddy.
He's making my job easy. No, I'll tell you, we're excited about having Austin in the car this year. He's done a great job building his foundation. His dad's very supportive. His family is. They've helped him through the late model career. They've got some great support behind them and are coming into this. And I think Austin's got a bright future this year. We're going to win some races and get us a championship.
Where do you expect first, Austin? We hear you're going to be in Irwindale in a couple of weeks. Where are you most excited to get back on track?
I'm super excited about Phoenix. I've been looking forward to that race for quite some time. It's a big track. I've never been on such a big track, so I'm super excited to get out there.
Phoenix, you think is a big track?
Big to me, yeah.
For them, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big track. You drive into the corner at Phoenix, you know it's a big track. There ain't nothing natural about driving in the corner at Phoenix.
Especially when you see a rattlesnake or a scorpion.
Kenny and I have driven. We drove Craftsman trucks deep into the corners at Fontana, so we know about speed. You got to, if you ever get to Fontana, Austin, you got to be careful going through turn 2. That's real serious.
Sounds like did you learn the hard way?
No, I almost. I had to when I came in. I had Tony Stewart a few years ago. He couldn't talk to the media. He had to run into the hauler. When I got out of the car, I had to run into the bathroom real quick and straighten things out.
I'll tell you, I leased Craig Rodman an engine one time to run Fontana, and he wound up getting in the wall really, really hard. He spent a few days in the hospital down there getting fixed up after that. It was scary. Those big tracks can bite you.
Hey, Herzog, go work on your damn car. Let me talk to the boss.
He's got it.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, McAnally, it's no secret that really everything you touch comes to a championship. What's been the secret sauce for Bill McAnally and McAnally Racing?
I tell you, the secret sauce is the people. You got to have good people around you, from the driver to the support system with the sponsors to the crew chief, the guys putting the cars together in the shop. Everybody's got to care. You got to find people that care, which is unfortunately getting harder to do in today's world. But you got to find people that care and people that want to put in the effort to be the best at what they're doing. And you find those two ingredients in people, you'll win championships and races without a doubt.
How have you been able to put your finger on talent? Granted, I know you got to have the people, but you've got an array of talent, of successful talent that have gone on to win championships. How do you find those men and women?
Well, we're always looking, and they're always there. They're young and upcoming. The parents start with them in the go-karts and the quarter midgets. And when they get to this level, that nobody's got the backing and support to have a road course car, a speedway car, a short track car, a tractor trailer, and the people. So we have a lot of people actually that reach out to us and make our job easy to find the talent. We test them. And I'll tell you, the one thing I've learned, if you're testing these young drivers and they can tell you what they need in a race car, if they know that when they're in our race car and say, Bill, if you could tighten this up or you could loosen it up or if we could make it turn a little better, when they know from the seat of their pants what they need in a race car to make it go fast, That's what you're looking for in these young people.
You talked about parents and having a pedigree, at least not necessarily of being the greatest drivers in the world, but of having a good business pedigree and knowing what it takes to be successful in motorsports or to work with a team. And that made me think of something that Statman sent us not too long ago about the Woodside family. And had the Woodsides not met with you, you wouldn't be talking to us right now. Is that true?
Well, no, and actually Woodside, that's a different story altogether. When Sean came to me, that was right after I had gotten out of the race car.
Yeah.
And I had put in a young driver, Gary Smith. His dad was a 4-time champion, Roy Smith, and had him in the car, but he was a Canadian citizen. And it was really hard to use Gary for the things that we had going on. And Sean Woodside was driving for Ray Claridge at that time, the Cinema race vehicles, Pontiac. And he was looking, Ray was going to tend to his business more and get away from the racing, and Woodside was left without a ride. So Ray actually reached out to me about, he saw what I was building and how we were doing with our program. And Ray reached out to me and he said, "Hey, Bill, what do you think about putting Sean in your Napa Chevy at that time?" And I was like, "I'd love to. Sean's a great guy." And we got together and I could utilize him for our Napa appearances and shows. He was a local guy. He did a great job with our sponsors and helped us build our program with Napa and strengthen it. And he could definitely get it done in a race car without a doubt.
Bill McAnally, speaking of local, you stay in Roseville where everybody else goes to Charlotte or Mooresville or somewhere in North Carolina. And you built that's a pretty substantial shop there in Roseville. I imagine you're a major employer there. You must find something valuable in Northern California to stay in wine country. Are you a connoisseur? Is that what
No, not a connoisseur. Actually, I don't drink much wine. My wife likes it, but I stay away from it. He generally gives me a headache when I drink too much, when I start drinking wine. But Northern California is where my family's from. It's where my wife's family's from. I grew up and graduated from Ukiah High School and came up here to Roseville to Sierra College, the summer home of the San Francisco 49ers back then. And I got to work for them for a few summers.
Did you really?
Came here just to set my roots in Northern California and Roseville. I had a shop in Las Vegas for a few years with Michael Gaughan right there at the Speedway. And we've actually, for the last 3 seasons, have a shop in North Carolina that we run our trucks out of with Derek Krause. This year we've got Derek Krause full-time in a truck and a young driver named Colby Howard that's going to do us a great job. And we've just signed Jake Garcia for 5 races. So we've got 3 young drivers we're going to be working with in the trucks. We're in Statesville, North Carolina with that shop. It's a 57,000 square foot shop that Bill Elliott built. The reason we do it out of North Carolina is the people. Like I said, how important good people are. You need good people to run competitive in the truck series. And being in North Carolina, to get the equipment and the people, you've got to be there. So we're running our truck program out of there, and we couldn't be more excited about this year. We've got our own shop there in Statesville. We're working with GMS Racing. They bought some Cup charters and are going Cup racing. They bought Richard Petty's Cup charters and going Cup racing. So we've stepped in there. They've spent 7 years perfecting the Camping World Truck Series. I mean, they know how to win races and championships. Sheldon Creed, a Southern California boy, won a championship for them. And they know how to get it done. Well, we're now with an alliance with GMS Racing, and we're excited about our ARCA racing on the West Coast. But those trucks, it's a lot of fun. It's live TV, and the young drivers. I'll tell you what, you watch those restarts on those truck races. There isn't anything any more competitive than that Camping World Truck Series.
So when is BMR going to be in the Cup Series? Are we going to see Are we going to see you in a Cup car soon?
I don't know about that. That's a tall order to be Cup racing. The trucks are fine, and we have a lot of fun with it. The budget creeps up by about 15-18 million to go Cup racing.
No.
So we probably we'll ease into that.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. We had Brendan Gaughan on with us when we got the news that he was nominated to go into the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame. And we brought up a whole topic about trucks and about how much fun that series is. And he said, Brendan brought this up himself. He said, you know what you don't see anymore is people going back to the truck series for a one-off or a two-off just for some fun. And then he also mentioned in the interview that he's got some plans in the works. Might he go back with you for one of these truck races this year? Is that some of the plans he wouldn't tell us about?
Well, I tell you what, that's something that I would enjoy doing. We were able to take him to the ARCA Dirt race at Las Vegas. We had a lot of fun. We put our old truck team back together that we had won Texas Motor Speedway with, and took Brendan to the dirt track at Las Vegas. We had a lot of fun. I'd love to have Brendan gone in a truck if we could do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Well, it's a two-car truck team for the 2020 season NASCAR Truck Series. Bill McAnally is, of course, part of that. And I look at it this way. I mean, you got the Venturini team on the East Coast, and you've got the McAnally team on the West Coast. It's like East Coast rap versus West Coast rap. Those two names are synonymous of bluegrass. Jesus Christ, a grassroots racing from top to bottom to top. Frankly, do you feel at times you're competing with that Venturini last name because they're doing the same damn thing that you've been doing?
There's always been something. I mean, Bob Mercati right here on the West Coast makes it a lot of competition, but there's always teams. Venturini, I mean, that's a staple name in ARCA racing. They've been at it for a long time. They do a great job with it. And we're all about the same thing, developing young talent and helping give a path to move up into NASCAR racing. And that's what Venturini does, and that's what we do here at BMR. We're just trying to create a ladder for these young drivers to climb up and live their dream. Nothing's more fun to see a Cole Custer out there that we helped get there, or a Chase Briscoe, or Todd Gilliland, Hailie Deegan, Riley Herbst. I mean, it's really rewarding for everybody in this shop to see those kids move up and live their dreams. And the drivers are just a little piece of it. All the crew members that have used our program through the years to step up and get to where they want. It's really rewarding. I just signed one of my very first crew chiefs that I ever hired full-time, Shane Wilson, who was Brendan Gaughan's crew chief, won 2 Winston West championships in our first truck races. He's come back out of retirement, and he's crew chiefing for me with Derek Krause's number 19 Chevy Silverado truck. So it's great to have Shane back, but he went and he won a championship with Kevin Harvick in the Busch Series, won Cup races with Clint Bowyer in the Cup Series, and now he's back after all these years. So you never know where it's going to go.
It all started at BMR.
Are you still flying commercial, or you got your own jet now, Bill?
I wished I could justify a jet, because our shop in Statesville has an airport right next to it, but I can't justify that yet. When I can, though, I'll give you a flight back to see the shop, Kenny.
That'd be awesome. Nothing would make us happier to do our show from one of your shops, either North Carolina or up there in Roseville, drinking some red wine, brother.
Well, you guys are very welcome anytime. Just don't do it on a cell phone, huh?
He's like, are we done with this one yet? Because my arm's shaking.
Well, Bill, we couldn't be happier for you, man. When Greeny sent that press release about the 2-car truck team, I thought, we got to get McAnally in the Freak Nation. We go way, way back, and we couldn't be more proud of what the hell you and all of your group's doing, bud.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything you've done. And Kenny, you were in it when I've been in it. You guys have been at this for a long time too, and you do a lot for motorsports. Thank you for everything you do for all facets of motorsports, getting us out there, exposing us to the world. We appreciate it.
You bet, man. I'll send the freak airline your way. I've got a private jet. I'll send it your way to pick you up. Come join us.
Bring it up. Hey, I got to go back to Statesville on Tuesday. Could you have it here?
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see Stat Man with a big fat stogie and a top hat there running an airplane. He'll turn around and say, "What's up there, William?"
All right, you guys. I appreciate the time.
All right, buddy.
Love being on the show. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Bill. See you, buddy.
you.
All right, bye-bye.